Hey there, Nicole here. Sorry if my voice is a little weird again. I'm still getting over that cold. It's mostly over, but a little bit of that scratchy throat, so pardon my voice. But I wanted to get on here because look what came in the mail, my 2025 Hemlock and Oak planners. And I was so excited when the box came in. I was going out for an appointment yesterday after work, and I saw the box just sitting on my porch, and I was like, what the heck, it's already here. And so I'm really excited to walk through everything with you. So this is what I got for this year. A little bit of background information. I did discover Hemlock and Oak only last year through, I believe it was like an Instagram or a Facebook ad, and it was a last minute purchase to my 2024 lineup, and it is to this day the only consistency I have in terms of planners and journals. So obviously I had to restock for next year. I guess my purchase from last year was actually 2 undated daily planners for my journaling. So right now I don't use them as planners. I do use them as journals, but that might change because you can see I have quite a few planners in front of me today. But I wanted to do a few things since we're all here today, is obviously walk through the purchase, and you know, for anyone who is interested in seeing what these planners look like inside and out, I want to run through all of that with you, as well as a comparison to what I've been using, which are the 2 undated that I got for this year. So this is, they're 6 months each. So this is already full. You can see it's definitely been used. And then this is the one that I'm journaling in right now. So we'll go through those and compare the similarities and differences, just because these are undated and these are dated. So the beginning and end pages will look a little bit different for both of these. And then I got this full daily. So these are 6 months each. Again, this is the full year daily from, I think this was last year or the year before, where they made these type of covers before the cloth covers. And you can see it does get scuffed a little easily, but I really did fall in love with the black, hence why you see this guy here. But definitely want to show you the difference too, because people are very curious about the chunk for this huge daily versus some of the other planners out there. So that's everything that I would like to run through today. All right, so as I mentioned, I got the 2025 Daily Duo. So the Daily Duo, I believe, is the first time they've ever done this or broken the planners up into 2 books, but it was highly requested. The only way it was broken up was with the dated, where they have 6 months per planner. So they just took the same approach but dated the planners. So that's what you're seeing here. They typically do the hardcovers that you're seeing right here, but this is the first year also that they've launched what's called their flex covers, which is what you're seeing here. They have it in a number of colors. I believe there's also black, blue, pink, and this moss green, which I love. So these two, in terms of the layout, are going to be the same. In terms of the size, people ask this as well, because the Hemlock and Oak sizes are not like your standard A5s. So they do call it an A5, but it's actually slightly larger. And they have a few in their lineup. So with the exception of Hemlock and Oak's A5 Minimalist, which is an A5, I believe, everything else is slightly larger. So it won't fit your standard Hobonichi covers and so forth, you'll have to make sure and look at the measurements, which they have a comparison table at the bottom of their website that is really useful. So I would definitely reference that before you look for covers. And I want to show you the difference for those who are curious about the flex covers versus their typical hardcover. Let me try to line it up here. So you can see it hangs over a little bit, so it's a tiny bit shorter. So I'm lining it up at the bottom, right? So it actually is the same size as the paper, but obviously this is, you can see since it's paperback, it's flush versus the hardcover. It obviously has a little bit extra here. So that's the only difference between the size for the flex versus the hardcover. Okay, and actually let me show you a little bit of the cover. It's so pretty. I really like how they did the binding, and the texture is really cool. And I believe, unfortunately, right now they're sold out of all of the flex covers. But when we were pre-ordering, they gave us the option to do foil or non-foil, so you can have a blank page if you want. So I thought that was really nice as well. And in terms of what was available for the flex covers, it's the dailies that you're seeing here. They have the weekly, they have the minimalist, and they have the horizontal. So the horizontal weekly is also new, and it seems to be really popular for Hemlock and Oak as well. So they might restock, but I don't know when. I didn't see an announcement or anything, or I might have missed it. So definitely check the website and join the Facebook group if you're not already on there. They make announcements on there as well in terms of like what's coming, where they are with shipping, and things like that. So right now, at least at the time of this video, they're almost done shipping out all of the pre-orders. So that's that. Let's see, so this you can see is January to June, July to December. So let me walk through, because there's a few things that I noticed were different, because the pages in the beginning differ slightly because, let's see, oh, by the way, they do give you, from the pre-order, they gave us a free selection of tabs. I got the, what did I get? That's what's in this envelope. So of course there's a card as well. And then you can pick the color tabs, and I just went simple and got black to match the carbon cover right here. But I'm not sure I'm going to use it, just because my stuff is split into 6 months, so the tabs will be spaced out, so I'm not sure if I like the look of that, but TBD. So that's what this is. This is a reference for lining up your tabs. I haven't done this yet, but people in the Facebook group have said they use this and it was helpful. Okay. So once you open, you have that thick beginning page. You have the cover. This is so pretty, their beginning pages, and I like the colors that they use, and I like that there's a big little quote here. Big little quote. And this gives you the table of contents. So this is where each of the planners will be different. This daily one does not have the goals pages that the typical planner does, but it gives you some quarterly breakdowns, I think a year at a glance, and then your month and days. And then at the end, it has review and look ahead. So what that looks like is you have your 2025 and 2026 calendar. And then you have your, I guess, 6 months on each side here. You have your quarterly indexes. A lot of room. And then you get your holidays, Canada and the United States, and one dot grid page. They do list these holidays in throughout the planner as well, but they are very small and not obtrusive at all, because you know, people are buying this all over the world, and not everyone celebrates certain holidays. So it's nice that it's actually like not too noticeable in case you want to put stuff over it. So I appreciate that. I don't mind the holidays in here though. I know some people don't want them. And then you get into your monthly. I love how big these monthly boxes are. And you can see they use the margins really, really well. Look, it goes almost flush to the paper. I'm gonna do a comparison of the undated because it actually is different. And you have the check boxes you see on the left-hand side here for your monthly task. And you can see here, this is what I mean, MLK holiday. It's pretty small, and it's like a light gray, and you have a little quote. And everything starts on a Monday. So Monday start for these planners. And then you go directly into your days. I know that some daily planners start on whatever the Monday is for the first week of January, but Hemlock and Oak starts actually on January 1st, New Year's Day. And so they have for each daily page, focus, intentions, your schedule on the left that goes from 5 a.m. and then it skips for the half hour all the way down to 11, and it has this little heart here for like self-care, exercise, or whatever you want to put there. And again, it has the day, and it basically just gives you a quick index here of the week. And then your task list here, of course. So it all looks the same. You go through the week. So nothing different. And then I want to show you where it breaks into the next month. So it does this thing where I saw someone comment that, and you let me know what you prefer. So you can see here it has January 31st, and then it has, I'll go a little bit closer, January 31st, and then February 1st, and then it goes into your February calendar. So, and then it goes to the 2nd. So do you care that it does that, or do you prefer that? And I liked the person on Facebook mentioned like you should just do like a blank page, and then you can do like a monthly summary. And then it goes into February, so then you have a clean break and you start February 1st. So I kind of like that idea. Because then it's just easy to reference the month instead of having to go backwards a little bit. But anyway, so that's that. So you'll notice that throughout the planner that sometimes the month of the daily will start before the monthly overview. But there's not too much to go through because all the other pages are the same, right? Because they're just daily pages with the monthly overview. But then you get to the end, let me see, because this goes through June. And then you see here, we get to June 30th, and then you do have a notes page, and they call this your mid-year notes. And then you have the back page that kind of sticks to this thicker page here, and that's the end of the first half of the year. Okay, so that's January through June. And then the difference with July through December is that you are going directly, you can see I just opened it, we have the blank page, and it actually goes directly into July, so no fluff. The one change I would make, if I had to say anything, like I literally love these planners so much, but the one thing I would say is I wish, if you remember these index pages at the beginning, like I would love this reference page again. Like I want it to be consistent. So I would love for this page to have January through June and then a blank page. And then I would love quarters 1, 2, and 3 in this book, and then a blank page. And then have those same quarterly pages at the beginning before the month here, because if I'm doing like some sort of tracker, like people love tracking books and highlights, and they have an index of events, but like if I'm here in quarter 4 but my quarter 4 is actually in this book, then I have to still use 2 books. The whole reason I got the duo is so I don't have to carry around 2 books. So I think that's the one change I would make if it was up to me, or like that's my personal preference, is to have the index pages that are for July through December in its respective book. So I have that to reference instead of like, oh, I have to go dig out this book even though I'm done with all of this. So that's my one feedback. This is their first year breaking up like this, but that's something that I would love to see. But otherwise, like everything else is great. I like the simplicity of it. I love the large boxes. I love the really, really thick paper. People are also always asking, like, how does the paper perform? Very, very well. It takes a lot for it to bleed through, if at all. So I'll show you a little bit of my journaling pages to show like it does hold, the paper holds up well, and the binding also holds up very well. I had no issues with it either. So that's a little preview there. They also, I didn't request this, but from some of the promos included getting a free pocket. I opted out of that since I want a cover for my book and a charm, and I didn't want the charm because I didn't know which of these I would use. So I wasn't sure which one, so I didn't want to put a charm on one and then lock myself down. So I just left it. So just know that those are options, and they actually put the charm on themselves. So that's really, really cool. And the pockets. Okay, and then I guess there's nothing to go over here with the flex cover. It's the same, but I'll just flip so you can see. And then you can see it lays flat pretty easily. I maybe press it down once like that and it stays. So pretty nice. I love it. Okay, so now the difference between the dated dailies and the undated. So these are what I have, and let me show you the chunk. So we are in November. So this is the one right now. So I have a little bit left to use. And this is the chunk that it acquired. It got, you can see the binding did get loose a little bit because I was stamping. I do a lot of stamping in here, so I have to like bend the pages back a lot, but it's still fine. And you can tell where I have a lot of stickers and washi. It's down here, a little bit fatter. And just so you can see what I mean when I say that I use a lot of stickers and washi, like, you see that? I'm not shy about it. These are all like, for photos, I use the HP Sprocket as well as the Instax camera, so you can see these are really, really thick paper. Let me see if I have the cameras right here. So I have, see, I use the stickers, washi, everything. So the Instax is this one, and then this is my handy dandy Sprocket. This is always next to me. This is a 2x3. So I use these two, mostly this one. So you can see that every page has like a ton of stickers, and the photo paper is thick as well. The sticker is pretty thick as well, right? So I won't go through all of it, but just so you can see, yeah, there's another thick one, and it holds it really well. See? And then I don't use the monthlies. But that goes to my comparison now that we're on. You can see I thumbed through some of the empty pages. For journaling, I don't use any of the beginning pages that are monthly and goal setting. So you can see the undated, at least from this year's, will have more pages, because you can see with the table of contents, it has like these goals and reflections pages, which the dated dailies for 2025 did not have. So it depends on what you want out of your planner. I just don't use these, but I'm just gonna thumb through so you can see. Here's the goal setting. How many goals did they give you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals. And then you have habit cultivation, 1, 2, 3. So 3 habit cultivation pages. You have your daily framework, which is like what your schedule, you want your schedule to be, anything important here. And then you have 6-month planning, which is like a condensed version of what you saw with the dated. So this is kind of what I meant when I said I want the index pages like this to reflect the journal. Like, I don't need a month, or sorry, I don't need the whole year in one book and then nothing in the second book. So I would love to see that split out. And then you have your monthly overview. So that's 6 months of an overview, and then you get to your monthly review, overview, and then review pages. Let's see, there, and then we get to the undated months. So this is where it differs from the dated for a number of reasons. First one, obviously, being undated. So let me zoom back in a little bit. So it gives you month. Sorry, my camera cut out on me. What was I saying? So they give you the month of here, and the difference is, there we go. You can see the boxes are the same, but everything's shifted down a little bit. So the size of the boxes are the same, but it's shifted down to accommodate the quote and the month and year up top. So they widen the margins. The left and right remain the same, very narrow. And let's see, and then the bottom is not too big of a deal, but it just says your monthly calendars for the undated, and then it tells you that since we're in March, this is month 3. So that's the only difference there. And then they made the font a light gray versus the undated is a black font for the captions at the bottom. So minor details. And let's see about the daily pages. I actually forgot to look at those to see what they look like. Let me find one I haven't used yet. Let's see, I think this is the same. So real quickly, the undated is on the right, the dated is on the left. The dated will have the moon phases right here. And undated doesn't. But everything else is the same. And so because of that, they shift the margins up a little bit. So in the dated, you have, let me see, it goes all the way down to 11, and you have the heart and one grid under it. You have a few more lines available for the undated because it uses the margins better. You have a few more lines. So if you care, just know that those are the minor differences. And let's see, at the end, yeah, you just have that one note page at the end. And for the undated, let's see. Oh, because the undated had the reflection pages, when you're done with the daily pages, it goes into the review 6-month reflection and looking ahead. And then you have 1, 2, 3 spreads of grid, and then another quote at the back. Beautiful. So that is the difference between the undated and the daily. Oh, and here's the charm that I was talking about that they put on themselves. It's very cute. They have other designs on the website now, but it's beautiful. So that is the undated. The last one I want to show you is the other debate, which is between breaking up the books or buying the full year planner. Look at this. Look at this chunkster. Oh my goodness. So I bought this one for fun because there was a sale. I think I got like the 2nd edition or like the imperfects, and it was the last block one, so I couldn't resist. So I bought it, and it was a good way to compare because I was thinking like maybe I don't want to break it up into 2 books. Maybe I want to do just one. So I tested using this as a daily because I'm a huge list maker, and sometimes my planner is not enough. So I didn't really use it, but what I plan to do, let me see, where did I even write in it? Oh, there we go, like this. So here's a few pages. So you can see I'm a big list maker. Right, so this is what I would typically do if it was a daily, just like a huge list. So that's what I would do, but I found that it was just too thick. Every time I wanted to like jot something quick, I had to be like, ugh, and just like chunking this on the table. And for me personally, it was a lot, but I really like how much room it has. So I have no problems with the size of it. I think it's just like, it's hefty, and I live in a 3-story, like a split level home. So I would be carrying all of my stationery and my journals and my planners up and down. And I think I just wanted something a little bit smaller, but I'm gonna use this to like, if I want to test out stamps and stuff, I can just go and do that here because it is the same paper that I would use for journaling anyway. And then maybe do like washi swatching and pen testing and all that good stuff. So I'm still going to put this to use. In addition to that, my husband does make planner covers specifically for Hemlock and Oak, if you're interested. His business name is Foo Dog Leather. So he he has made all of my covers, and so this is also put to good use so he can help measure the cover sizes. So he uses my planners to measure out for his customers. So anyway, that was kind of the backstory behind the whole daily planner and its usage. But that was another thing that folks are considering, like whether this is too much, or you know, if you're at home anyway, so maybe it doesn't matter, you don't need to take it anywhere, it's your planner that stays on your desk, then it's really not a big deal how big it is, as long as it fits what you need to use it for. So let me show you a quick comparison, since you know, here is two black ones side by side. So this would be the full year, but obviously 6 months each, and the full year. What do you think? Are you a 2-book person or a 1-book person? Alright. And then the last fun thing is just testing covers for it. So let me show you the 2 covers that I have now. This one is my OG cover that my husband made for me, and it was originally for, actually let me get rid of the new ones and I'll show you. This one was originally for this green one, so I won't slide it in, but you can see it fits with a little bit of room too, so it handles the chunk really, really well. So it just fits in like that, and then this little ribbon ties around. So this was originally undyed or natural leather, and it's crazy how much darker it got over time. See, because here's undyed. This is already even darker, but you can see the difference. It used to be this color. How insane. So it's fun to see it patina over time. So it was originally for this cover, and then when I got to the second book, which is the one I have now, let's see, and this is one of the last pages I was on. I'm still working on this one. So I have this much left to go. So it's a little bit thinner than the other one. And he made me this one, and I call this my Harry Potter cover because this portion reminds me of like a magic wand. And then, I don't know, it's like a magic spell book. I don't know, that's what I call it. So this one will fit in here. I think this one slides in easier. The other one was honestly a little bit tight, but this one goes in. And then I asked for like a side pocket like that. And one of my favorite parts is this like stitching that he did that just reminds me of an actual like textbook, so I thought that was cool. And you just do that and have a little pocket as well if I need to. So there is my second cover. And then I was thinking for next year, I don't know what I'm gonna use, but they all fit, which is fun to see. But I think the black one will look good with this one. So I think I want, look at the difference in the color there. I think I like this combo. I think it's a really nice contrast because the rose concho here and the string, I think that looks good. And the other crazy thing is that because the undated is smaller than the dated, something that I tried out that was kind of crazy is that both of these books fit in this cover pretty easily, because it slides in easier because, again, you have the paper cover. So I have that there. And then if I want a 2-book system, because I mentioned you have the quarterly pages at the beginning, you can slide them both in here. Oops. And voila, 2-book system, and it fits pretty well. Look at that. So something to consider if you're using the flex cover, that you can, it's actually really light too, because it's not the hardcover, so something to consider there. So that's what I got. I hope that was helpful, showing you all the things. The flex covers aren't really on the internet yet since they're so new, so I definitely wanted to show you what that looked like. Actually, the last test I wanted to see, let me see. I'm just like thinking out loud right now. Is, okay, so the 6-month undated cover also fits the full year. So it's actually pretty flexible. Just make a cover with a little bit more room and you can fit whatever Hemlock and Oak planner you want. Look at all that room it still has. So, cool. All right. So, that's what I got for this year. This is what I'm working with right now, and I'm excited to figure out how I'll use these. Obviously, I want to have them as a daily journal again, but when they came out with the flex cover, I got one of each to figure out what I want to use it for. But now, like, I don't want to give this one up, and I don't have a purpose for it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this one as my journal, because I like the hardcover for memory keeping, and it's easy to like plop on a shelf to save when you're done with the book. And I feel like this would be fun as a daily planner, but I already have a planner, so isn't this the constant dilemma where you already have your planners and you're like, but how can I squeeze this one in? I want to use it. So that's where I'm at right now. I really, really want to use this, but maybe it'll be a good way to test if the daily pages will work for me here, as like more of like an overflow, just because there's so much room for all of your list making happiness. So anyway, that was a bit of a rant of a video, but I hope it was helpful so you can see you know, what all the different Hemlock and Oak planners look like, at least all of the daily versions. That's what I got. So I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you picked for your Hemlock and Oak lineup, or what you want to pick. Excited to hear. Thanks for watching. Bye.